You're late. 15 seconds late. Anyways, hello. Welcome to the time agency protocol area. Today I want to teach you, or at least we will. He's not important. We will teach you about a little thing called time stories.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we will be telling you that why you should play Time Stories. Time Stories is an adventure game in which you will be traveling through time, going in different time eras, like the old TV series Quantum Leap. Maybe the old guys will remember that.
I don't remember it.
Uh, so in this one, you are not traveling yourself back in time, but you are sending your conscious mind into the bodies of other people in different
Like
eras
your
in time.
personality, your attitude towards people.
Yeah,
basically
and you
that.
will be getting these kind of different character cards based on whichever mission you will play. You will get character cards that which character do you want to possess or something, and go in their mind to observe what's happening and try to do things in a different way every time to actually find the solution that what are you here to fix and then fix it. So that's the overview of the theme about this game. The Time Stories game comes with many expansions, but right now we will be telling you about the base game only and the one case, Asylum case, which comes in this game. Now, in Time Stories,
Asylum related, it's not really.
yeah, in Time Stories, the whole area, this, even though it comes with a game board, but all the scenes in different areas, in different rooms that you will get to explore will be displayed via different cards. So you will, these are individual cards which will be once placed here will form a panoramic view, which is always cool to look at. Yes. Yeah. So this is from
Somewhat
where
cool.
you will be
Actually,
starting.
it's somewhat cool if you don't arrange it like this.
So what you will be then allowed to do is that each character is going to have these chunky pawns. You like to hold them as well. So each player is going to have them, and then they are going to place them to represent that where they want to go. Because each action that you are going to do in this game is going to cost you action points or time points,
Time
which
units, as they
is
call it,
time
actually.
units. Yeah, TUs, time units. So every mission based on its difficulty is going to tell you where the time is going to start from, and as many times you will take any action, move around, the time unit is going to move down. So it's a round timer which is going to, if once it reaches 0, then that means your link with the conscious mind of someone else has broken, and then you need to restart the whole game. But whenever you restart the game, what's going to happen? You will be having knowledge of things that happened in the past. So now your next run is going to be better because you already know when I went to that room.
You'll already know that, okay, so to get the game progressing, I need to go there first and collect this thing and do this puzzle. Then after that, I will go to that room which requires the thing I collected, and new area will be unlocked.
Yeah, so in this way, actually, you will have some knowledge of things. So, for example, last time you went and you checked, let's say, under the bed, and a cat, for example, jumped on your face and scratched you. No need to do that now because you already know that a cat is now under the bed. I just made up a scenario. Of course, there is no cats in this game. Hopefully not. But I just made that up so that you know that you don't need to waste action on that. Plus, if somebody gave you some information verbally that talk to X person, then you will know in the next run that I'm supposed to. So you don't need to go back. But if you pick up anything physical, for example, a key, then
or a knife,
then you still need that because only your conscious mind has broken and you have went back in time to that same character and now he doesn't have the key. So to pick up physical items, you still need to perform the same actions. But now you can optimize your actions, and that's what the game is about. Going through multiple runs, trying to get those objects which you need, and then trying to find the optimum path in which you can finish the game. Now, let's have a look at this. So, whenever you go to any location, you will be always looking at this A card, which is going to give you a brief of what are you able to see in front of you, and then
Hmm.
each player is going to select where they want to go. Whenever a player selects where they want to go, only that player can see behind what's written on the card. The first base is something which everyone is going to see, but to avoid the spoilers, that's why I'm not showing what's going to be in the game. But what you will get is again some stories, some thematic things that are going to happen, and if you are required to do some kind of skill test, so this is like a role-playing game, like Dungeons and Dragon kind of skill test that you will need to perform. There will be a box given there that, for example, if you want to convince the person to come with you, or you want to try and unlock a door or pick a
Or if
lock,
you want to try and kill.
kill something, some monster, then there is going to be skill test here. The game mechanics are very simple, and you have to understand that before getting this game, because this is not a cheap game. So the game mechanics are very, very simple. All the game mechanics let you do is that each of these characters are going to have some attributes which you can use in the game, and each mission in Time Stories is going to tell you that in this one what do these different symbols mean. So once you know the attributes of your characters, the game card is going to tell you how much is the difficulty of the test, and the difficulty is represented by these kind of shield symbols. It can be a blank symbol. So whenever, so let's say I picked this up and there was a skill test, I'll be placing the number of shields that it mentions. Maybe it's something like this: two white shields and a skull shield. What I will then do next is, based on my skill capability, if let's say my skill was 3 for this, I'll be taking 3 dice and I will be rolling these 3 dice to see if I was successful or not. So, very lucky roll that I got a success hit on all these dice. So, I have
Oh,
right now
really?
5 successes on these dice,
How did
which
you?
means
How? The, this is small information, small pause. It is impossible to get this.
yeah,
Literally impossible.
your dice rolls will not be that much lucky. But since I have 5, which means I can remove 5 shields from it, so my skill test was successful.
Get off.
In case it was something like this, that let's say I will have 1 white dice, 2 successes. 2 successes mean I remove the first 2 shields, but 1 shield is left. So my skill test, I have done something but still not successful. Maybe next time I need to spend one more time to actually do retry and remove this test as well. But also what I will be always checking is that after rolling my dice and any of the skull shields here, skull shields represents that how much is it going to damage you, and you all are going to have certain resistance. So for example, my this character has 3 resistance and I have 2 skull symbols, which means that I'm still safe. But if it had exceeded the 3 skull symbols, then I would be getting damage. Maybe somebody saw me, maybe the tool broke and something broke in my hand. So it is going to hurt and reduce my health. And that's the other way the game can end, that if your character dies, well, the game doesn't end, but it does waste a lot of time. If your character dies, then wherever your time symbol is, after a certain time unit points, you're going to put your
Probably
marker
about
there back.
65.
Yeah, I don't remember, but you will put it back,
Oh,
because
yeah,
this
probably
represents
about 60.
your link to the conscious mind of someone has broken, and now once the timer reaches back, only then your new connection has been enabled, and then you can continue. But in this way, actually the game can quickly, because you don't have enough actions now, the other investigator that is left might be left
Also,
alone.
in some cases, the person will have to take the whole game to just regenerate
Yeah,
back.
that might happen as well. So that's how the game skill tests are going to happen, and that's all the mechanisms in the game. You're going to move from place to place. You're going to see what skill tests you have to perform. Hopefully you chose the right person to send, and that's why looking at these pictures and observing and thinking that what kind of person should be going here. So for example, if I see someone being aggressive, fighting, then I would prefer to send someone who has better fighting capabilities to go
Maybe
there.
someone's kind of sad and they need to vent. Send someone who can talk to them.
Yeah, someone who has better conversation skills is going to be better for people who are alone or maybe trying to hide something, to pry information out of them. So by just looking at the
Or just be
pictures,
companions in general.
you have to decide that which investigator might be better at which location. You can try to go to all the locations, but it is going to waste time. So you might try to think, I don't think even that location is useful, I will not go there. Once you have completed all the investigation in a location and are ready to move ahead, then what you're going to do is the lead investigator, which changes from round to round, is going to roll this dice.
And you got the most unlucky roll.
Yeah, and this is going to tell you that you are now going to change the location. How the location changes is there is always going to be an overview map on this side, and you're going to then decide
Or a bird view,
that
as people
which
say.
location you want to go. And that location must be visible. Slowly the map may expand as well and new locations might get unlocked. But for now, you will select a location from here. Then you're going to look at this huge deck of cards. You will remove the old cards from the display here, put it back, and then you're going to open the new location, whichever you have decided to go to.
You completely forgot how to play.
And put the rest of the deck back. Now again, you will be presented with a new location and some new areas to explore, and then the investigators are going to select, okay, I will go here, I will go here.
Who
and
said
then,
I'll go there?
and then they
Yeah.
are going to look at the back of these cards, and there might be some important information, I'm not sure, but some important information. Maybe it's useful for you, maybe it was a waste of time, and accordingly the game is going to continue. This is a whole big deck of cards, so there will be some locations that will be opening in the future, and you will be exploring those locations, getting companions, doing skill tests, doing some fights, and trying to unlock the story of the game. And that's how Time Stories is played.
And just
Just-
trying to remember if you have
So,
good memory. if I
there
would
might be
say.
other
I
things
don't
which
wanna
let you
offend
use
people.
these colorful tokens, and each mission can assign these things to different things. So for example, in a game these might represent medicine that you might need to recover health, whereas this one might represent bullets in some other mission.
And these might represent some sort of special power your character can
Yeah, so the game is going to give you a legend sheet. Whichever mission you will play, it will give you a legend sheet to say. That's why they are not very specific. They are just generic with just colors, because they can represent different things in different type of missions. Then there are going to be these item cards as well, which you are going to unlock and gather even new map locations, and these are going to be helpful in doing your skill test, because as I said, the skill test in my opinion is the weakest thing in this game, because you will be just rolling dice and hoping you get something right. The only mitigation you might have is via some items which increases the number of dice. So for example, if
Or
it is
maybe
an,
this automatically passes.
yeah, if it is an attack, for example, I have a baseball bat which increases my overall number of dice for attack. Some characters will have some special abilities as well, which might be useful for certain situations. Then there might be certain events that need to happen for you to unlock other things. These are represented by these kind of tokens. So if, for example, you have discussed something with the nurse, she might say, okay, take this token, because now she knows, and this represents a certain event has happened in the current timeline. So maybe next time you will go somewhere, that nurse is going to help you out, because you have already discussed with her that you
Or the
have come here
nurse's
for help.
information, or something the nurse gave
Maybe.
you.
So things like that can
Who
happen.
knows?
Now talking about the mission itself that comes in that's overall the time stories mechanism.
To the other side.
What did you think about the asylum mission?
It definitely seemed fun. It definitely seemed interesting. It seemed like something straight out of a horror movie, even though I wasn't scared.
Yeah, it's not really scary, but it is not for very young kids because it is a horror kind of setting. Well, not horror.
I mean, literally
suspenseful.
contains. It literally contains mental disorders and insanity.
Yeah, because you are in an asylum, so you will be meeting characters who are not in their right mindset, and they might be
I will
telling you
know because
about
there's a cannibalist.
some of the certain ritualistic events that might be happening here, and things like that you will get to explore. The most horrible thing about this mission were these characters. They are not nice to look at. And now I understand that you are
Look at Madeline. She looks like the worst porcelain doll.
Yeah, because you are inhabiting characters from a madhouse, from an asylum.
Can I see the characters
But,
actually? I forgot what they look like.
Forget it. But they are scary. So anyway, that's what these characters are. Overall, now time stories. It's difficult for me to say that this is the best adventure game you can play out there, because I will say the new modern unlock games, exit games in a smaller package, they give you fun. But the kind of thing that this represents or gave the feeling of going back in time, then coming back, that was really cool. That's not something you get to see in any game. Sometimes it does bore you down because you will be doing the same thing over and over, and next time you go you have to go here because you know you have to go here. You will not be even reading the card.
Honestly, the most decent character.
Okay, I did this, I did this, I did this. You will be doing things like this very quickly just to reach up to the point from where your story was left off. So that's slightly kind of boring, which you have to do in different runs. But overall, there will be always new things as well that you get to do in each of the runs. Now, the game cost is going to be slightly high based on the number of runs that you get to do. So only buy this game if you're ready to spend a lot in its expansions as well, because by itself the game is going to cost a lot, but you're going to get only one mission to play with it, right?
And I mean, I can sort of understand why it costs a lot. It has layouts that actually help you fit, which I can see Baba's very happy about.
Yeah.
And it has design all over. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. The artwork is really nice. The insert is very practical. You can even save your game in between. So there are sections for each player where they can store their stuff to remember that how many of which token they have.
Can these be considered meeples?
No. So these don't have to be so big. You can even have simple cubes. But these chunky, when you hold them, you feel really nice. So they did a really good thing in actually fitting them, and the game save mechanism is really nice. So overall, the production quality is very high, which is nice. But you have to be ready that if you're going to invest in this game, go all in, get all the expansions, and only then you will be actually getting your money's worth by having a lot of stories to explore. And you can always play them later again because you will forget these stories and what everything was supposed to be where.
Also, a small reminder, do not play with my father. He will betray you.
Why?
He will betray you.
Alright. So overall, Ishal, will you recommend this game, or who will you recommend this game to?
I would mainly recommend it to people who are quite patient because it does take a long time. I don't know, I'm stumbling on my own words now.
My recommendation will be that this game is for people who like role-playing games, who like these kind of simpler games, who like to do skill tests by just rolling dice and want to explore a story. If you don't like stories in your game, then there are not enough game mechanisms in this game.
I can also recommend this to people who enjoy a really, really good lore, or what some other people may call inner story.
Alright, That's it from our side. Hopefully, that gives you an idea whether this game is going to be right for you or not. That's it from us. Happy gaming!
Happy gaming!